It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
Are you ready to get down to business? Join seasoned entrepreneur, community leader, and Army veteran Scott Shalom Klein, who will take you behind the scenes with those who work in America's small business scene and speak with leaders making an impact, creating jobs, and telling their story in entrepreneurship. So let's get down to business. On AM 560, The Answer, here's your host, Shalom Klein.
And indeed, we're all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts on my website at syklein.com. And while you're there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at shalomklein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content information you won't want to miss. Let's jump right in with Brian Esposito, who is the CEO of Diamond Lake Minerals Incorporated. He's a serial entrepreneur and business leader who is ranked among the world's top 10 CEOs for 2020, 2021, and 2022 in the World CEO Rankings Award. I could go on and on with the number of accolades, but truly, Brian is a serial entrepreneur and business leader with a proven track record of growth and innovation. It's a pleasure to have him on the program. Brian, welcome.
Shalom. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely excited to have you. So let's talk about your background as we get started. How did you end up catching that entrepreneurial bug?
I think everybody's got it in them. Some people are a little bit earlier than others. For me, as a teenager, I was always out hustling, building companies, finding out ways to earn and just be able to go out and make my own decisions and not rely on anybody else. That was my biggest motivator. But I see the world so much differently than most people. I'm always seeing opportunities. I always look to fill a need, find the need. That's an endless timeless trait that I have in me. And when you're out in the world and you're traveling around into different markets, you realize there's always a need. And now with my career and where I've been over the last 20 plus years, it's a lot easier for me to go out and create products, technology, service, and solutions and bring those to the market with the right support and resources behind them.
Absolutely. And again, you've received the accolades, and usually the accolades follow when you do something that you're passionate about, because then there's no stopping you. So let's talk about Diamond Lake Minerals, the company that you are the CEO of. What's your market focus? Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, it's my life's work. Prior to taking over DLMI in August of 2023, I built a private holding company. Think of it like a mini GE. It's over 110 companies in my holdings. There are over 25 different industries, so there's quite a lot going on. In August, again, I took over this really special security known as Diamond Lake Minerals. The ticker symbol is DLMI. And what we've done is we're replicating what I've done in my private career, and there's a great focus on my expertise and work in tokenization. And these aren't things like crypto, NFTs, digital assets. These are regulated security tokens. So what we're building here at DLMI, we've got iconic advisors supporting us, is the future of digital assets, the future of finance, and we're bridging that gap. So we think of us as a multi-operating strategy company. Within that, industry agnostic, we identify companies that we want to have inside of our umbrella. We acquire these companies, we build these companies, we start these companies. And the interesting thing about it now is within these businesses, we will issue and launch security tokens. So we've created a way for people to buy and own our stock in their portfolio as a wealth preservation, wealth enhancement tool. But we've also created a mechanism where people around the world can buy into these businesses through the idea of blockchain and through our security token offerings.
Okay, so digital assets. How do you expect that this ongoing shift in this arena, how is it going to impact the public markets?
It's the future of where we're going. You look at Larry Fink said this a few weeks ago, BlackRock, tokenize everything. And we agree with that concept of tokenizing real world assets. With our business model, which is really interesting, and we're the only ones doing this right now, is we will build companies traditionally. We'll grow companies traditionally that people are used to. We'll use all the financial mechanisms that are out in the world to be able to support and fuel these businesses. And oh, by the way, we also have a regulated licensed exchange partner within our ecosystem known as Avrio, where we'll be able to issue and put out a tokenized offering to the market. So it's not just we're focused on tokenization or security tokens and backing these by real world assets. It's part of our overall formula and strategy as what's the future of building companies look like? What's the future of building communities look like? And what's the future of commerce and transactions look like? So it is adapt or die. I've learned this over and over again in my career. And the hybrid approach that we've created here is traditional finance merged with the future of digital assets. And there will be a time where you'll have a digital asset inside of your phone or inside of your mobile device. You won't even realize that you did the transaction that created that digital asset. And we're getting there. The problem in today's market is there's so many friction points to getting a digital asset onto somebody's phone. The wealth of the world don't understand that. They don't want to put their KYC information into a system or an exchange that they don't trust. That's why we have DLMI as the security. They're very familiar with buying a stock. They're very familiar with having a stock or a bond in their portfolio. We want to be that stock that they hold that's also involved in digital assets. And at some point where we intend to take this through offering our own tokens to the world, there'll be a special dividend where our stockholders will be able to get a security token of one of our businesses. So we try to make it as friction-free, as easy and simple as possible, and all within the legal frameworks of regulatory.
It's huge. I'm chatting with the CEO of DLMI. That's Diamond Lake Minerals Incorporated. It's Brian Esposito. And really, really exciting to hear certainly your passion for the market that you're in. Like you said, it's been a life's work, which is absolutely tremendous. And, speaking on this program with so many entrepreneurs and so many small business owners in a variety of different industries, Brian, are there specific areas that you believe tokenization is going to impact? Is it unique to certain industries, or just honestly just affecting the market as a whole?
It'll affect the market as a whole, but we have a really focus on a couple of things. What will move the needle for our company and really bring value to our shareholders? That's my job, is to bring value and de-risk everything we do to our shareholders and future token holders. We see a tremendous opportunity in commercial real estate. In the U.S. alone, there's $7 trillion of commercial real estate paper that's going to mature over the next few years. That's a major problem when there's no liquidity or there's issues with higher bank rates. If you go back to 2007, 2008, that could be something that creates a giant global correction or a real big issue. If you think of the idea of tokenization or real-world asset of a commercial real estate property or project or development, and you don't have to rely on bank debt going out and raising LP funds, or if you can do what we say is the future of tokenizing that building, going out to a global community where they can throw a few bucks into something and for the first time be able to have ownership into a real estate project or a real estate building that they never had the opportunity to. That's where it gets really exciting. Rather than depending upon a few people putting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into something, you can rely on millions of people to put a few dollars into something and really bring capitalization and liquidity to that project or that property. So commercial real estate, we see a tremendous opportunity in, and we're very heavily focused on what does that strategy look like. And also things like precious metals, gold and silver, to have ownership, fractional digital ownership into real physical gold and silver or precious metals. That's a huge market where you can give the opportunity to anybody around the world to, again, buy into something that they never had a chance to buy into before.
Absolutely. I could talk to you for hours about Diamond Lake Minerals, and hopefully we'll have that opportunity to do it in the future. As we come to a conclusion in our conversation, I do want to talk a little bit zooming out about entrepreneurship and just ventures as a whole. As mentioned, we have a lot of entrepreneurs tuning into this program that are seeking advice from folks like yourself, Brian, that have really made a difference. What advice would you share to a young you that might just be getting started in their venture?
Yeah, well, great question. I'm honored to help a lot of startups and founders navigate through some very tough waters because I've had to figure out myself. A lot of things you got to think about is you're not alone. You're not being picked on. The harder the journey, the more rewarding the outcome. And I highly suggest, as young as possible, getting into entrepreneurship, getting smacked around a lot and learning as much as you can, because that's going to really season you to be able to be a great CEO and a great leader. The more mistakes you make, brilliant. Get them done early, get over them, and don't replicate them. That's key to evolution of becoming a great entrepreneur. Surround yourself with incredible supportive people. You can use things like LinkedIn, or you can listen to great shows like this to find wonderful colleagues and entrepreneurs that you connect with. And be very careful what you share with your family, friends, spouses, boyfriends, or girlfriends. The odds are they're not entrepreneurial spirited. They didn't grow up in an entrepreneurial home. Only share real, tangible, closed transactions or deals with them, because if you don't and things don't go the way that you expect them to go, you really don't have a safe place to go as an entrepreneur. You always need to keep your home a very calm and safe place to go, because that's where you go to recharge, and that's where you get up in the morning and go battle out in the real world again. So surround yourself with great people. Don't think you're getting picked on, and figure it out. And that's the best part about the journey, is making mistakes and learning and overcoming them and finding ways to get over things that you never thought you could ever find a way to get over those hurdles with.
Couldn't agree more. And the most important question that I have for you is, of course, how we can get in touch with you, learn more about Diamond Lake Minerals and all the incredible work that you're doing. I have no doubt in the next couple of years, we'll be seeing more and more from you and your team. So again, where can we learn more?
Absolutely, Shalom. And thank you so much for the opportunity to be on the show. Brian J. Esposito, CEO of Diamond Lake Minerals, ticker symbols DLMI. DiamondLakeMinerals.com is our website. And my personal website's EIE.rocks. That's all the private holdings. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I don't use Facebook or Meta, so you're not going to find me there. But Brian J. Esposito on all those platforms. And I love when people reach out to me. So don't be shy. I love to connect with people, and I love to help people.
Well, Brian, really appreciate you coming on the program, and can't wait to have you back on real soon. We're going to squeeze in a quick break, but before that, be sure to check out our sponsors of the program, Tom Mirabali, independent agent for all things health insurance. You can reach him 630-863-3477, 630-863-3477, or his website, healthplanchicago.com. Again, a quick break. We'll be right back and get down to business. Don't touch that dial.